Hi, this is Pi from Lord of the Lost, and you are listening to CUERO y Metal en Córdoba. Muchas gracias.
Bueno, antes de comenzar a hablar sobre el nuevo disco de la banda, quería saber cómo vienen transitando esta situación tan particular que vive el mundo debido a la pandemia, Pai.
I think we're pretty much through it right now, but overall, I have to say that I think we're one of the small amount of bands that has gotten through this pandemic very well. I mean, obviously, all of our shows had to be postponed and so on. Luckily, no show was cancelled. They are all postponed. So that's great. So we just have to have a little bit more patience. I should say that. And I have to also say that if we want to talk the business side of things, us as a band, we're a company. So you could say that these times for any company are very hard, except except your Amazon or Zoom or whoever. But luckily we have such a great fan base that they really, really supported us more than ever. And basically, as a band, we handled it pretty well, and all that pandemic stuff gave us the time really to focus on Judas and to really be able to obsess about every detail. I mean, it's a big double album with 24 tracks after all, and everything of that has to make sense, from the songs to the lyrics to the videos to the whole visual concept, what's said in the song. So yeah, I think we did pretty well.
Bien. Son una banda muy obsesiva claramente con el sonido, y se puede ver en este nuevo disco Judas, pero también, como bien dice Pai, se han enfocado en cuanto al merchandising, que creo que eso es lo que mantiene vivo hoy en día la industria de la música, ya que no hay conciertos.
That is correct. I mean, obviously, we found that with all that force of fans behind us that really like supporting us in a way, we also want to give them new special things that maybe not every band has. For example, our pink joggers that we did. And to talk more about Judas specifically, the editions that we had the cult box, we had the wooden box set, we have the 4 LP vinyl set, we have the regular media book, we have the diggy sleeve, and we also have the last minute support box, which not only for the fans is cool, because in every box there has been a handwritten letter of one of ours. Each of us did 100 letters, because we had 500 boxes. And that was, I think, if I'm a fan and my favorite band or a band that I really like does that for me, that's really cool to experience. And not only did that last minute support box that was not only cool for the fans, but also it's called support box because in one way it supports us, obviously, but the majority of that box, and actually 100% of the net profit, went to our light tech, NASA, because she did so much work for us. She moved to Hamburg for us and everything, and we will never be able to repay her for that, I think, because money can't pay that trust and that loyalty. But all that net profit of that last minute support box went to her. And yeah, I think we just put very much emphasis on putting out the best merch possible, because it's all organic cotton, it's all fair trade, it's all vegan approved. Everything, every new item on the shop in terms of clothing is vegan approved and everything. So it's not only that we put out a lot of stuff, but it's also quality stuff. Because normally you say quality or quantity, but we actually are able to give you both.
Bien. Pai, con respecto a la pandemia, de lo que estamos conversando, escuché en otra entrevista que Judas estaba pensado para ser grabado en diferentes partes del mundo, pero debido a la pandemia se instalaron en Alemania solamente. ¿A qué se debía estas ganas de viajar para la creación de este álbum?
Because it does something to you in terms of... I don't know in what terms, because we didn't do it, but even the imagination of, I don't know, there weren't specific plans, but except for the songwriting, but the imagination alone of recording drums in one place, guitars in a completely different place of the earth, while touring also, because our touring plans were so full. We kind of had to do that as well, because the time that we would spend at home would have been recording the album, so why not do it on tour as well? And I think it would have done something to the character of the album. It would have sounded very differently, I think. But then again, I don't know, because we didn't do it, and I'm very happy with how it sounds now and how we produced it and what is the end result. What I still want to try and to do is doing the songwriting in the north of Finland, because we were planning to do that, and obviously it didn't happen, and we were kind of scared that we wouldn't get into the mood of writing an album this complex in its concept. So that would have been great. It worked out either way, luckily, but in just the imagination of traveling to the north of Finland, sitting by a lake with no internet, just having ourselves for 1 week, and I don't know, mosquitoes or whatever. It sounds pretty nice actually to me, and very, very, still yet loud in terms of being able to hearing your own thoughts and emotions towards the album. But we can try that another time. For now, Judas is as perfect as we could have gotten it, and I'm very happy with it.
Totalmente. Bueno, Pai, Born Within a Broken Heart, su último videoclip oficial, publicado hasta el momento, claro, nos muestra a la banda en el marco de la producción de Judas. Si bien en este video se los nota súper divertidos, contame cómo vivieron el proceso de grabación de este disco.
I think what stands first actually was the fun behind it. I mean, obviously it was hard at times because of the pandemic. And, well, I don't have to mention that it's a lot of work and a lot of time going into it and everything. And things can be stressful and everything. But I enjoyed it a lot to be able to do this and to do it in the way that we did it. And the whole documentary, which you see only in parts in Born with a Broken Heart, is really worth watching, because you get an inside view of how much it took us to make that album, what we did, and what you see in the video clip and also in the documentary is mainly us having fun, because it was just a lot of fun. I mean, it was hard to, for example, shoot videos. Priest was not that hard in terms of communication and traveling, but when it came to For They Know Not What They Do and The Gospel of Judas, for example, our director or our directing team, VD Pictures, they weren't able to travel. So we had to have our first music video directed via Zoom, actually. he sat in his office on Zoom. We had an iPad facing the video set, and he was talking via Bluetooth headphones to our cameraman, directing the video, and they made it happen perfectly. But I mean, it's improvise, adapt, overcome, right? So we did that, and that was very difficult for one, but yeah, we really had a lot of fun, and it was, I think for all of us, it was very much our anchor in very trying times. So yeah.
Claro. Pai, en los últimos años todo pasa de manera veloz, tanto la atención por las imágenes dentro de una red social, por ejemplo, como así también en cuanto a lo musical, ya que varios artistas evitan publicar discos enteros y prefieren lanzar singles que nada tienen que ver con su anterior o próxima obra. ¿Pensaron sobre esto en algún momento mientras componían Judas debido a la cantidad de canciones que contiene este material?
I mean, we could have had 24 single releases then. But I completely understand why this is happening and why bands, for example, one of my favorite bands, Bring Me the Horizon, is coming to releasing maybe an EP, but 5 of the songs off of that EP you already know as singles, and then there's an interlude and everything, and they aren't necessarily tied to each other. And you already gave the answer to why this is happening, because the attention span of people is very short, and also the consumption of music has changed. The way of consuming music has changed, because we mainly, or the majority of people tends to listen to Spotify playlists or streaming service X playlists, right? So it's quite a bold move to put out a double album with 24 tracks. I know that, but also that is the only thing that made sense to us. And I mean, there was so much to be said, and we can only put that out in a context of this double album. It's the only logical choice for us, and we have enough trust in our work and in our art to put it out that way and to still be successful in this world, because it can speak for itself and how much it's worth to listen to. And also, we know that the attention span of people obviously is short, so the album is tied to, I think, very, very striking visual concept. Because we not only consume music very fast, we scroll on our screen very fast. So you see an image for half a second maybe, or a second, and I don't know, a piece of a video for a second, and this second better be good. So I think our imagery there is very striking, so that you actually are sticking to what we put out. And whether you like it or not, you will give it a listen, I think. Apart from the haters, they will always hate. That's okay. And if you don't want to stay on a superficial level with our album, you will find a lot. And if you just want to listen to it, to just listen to good music, you can also do that. You don't have to dive into the concept. But we chose that bold move on purpose to put out a double album, and it made sense to us.
Totalmente. Pai, cabe destacar que este disco no tiene desperdicio alguno. Para la gente que esté viendo esta entrevista, tienen que ir a escuchar Judas porque han lanzado realmente un gran álbum de estudio, pero también se han preocupado mucho por la realización de varios videoclips, tantos musicales como reacciones, unboxings, etc. Pero uno de mis favoritos fue la reacción de los padres de Chris a la canción de Gospel of Judas. ¿Cómo surgió esta idea de estar tan activos con material audiovisual? Casi les diría como un trabajo de YouTubers por ahí.
Because it's obviously a tool for advertising the album, right? And I think it's way more fun to do it that way with entertaining, arguably entertaining content. As you said, reaction videos, unboxings, which are basically standard for every band to do. I think you have to make use of that. Also, we use TikTok for the first time very heavily, because, I mean, you have to follow the time and the way it works, basically, to some extent. And when it comes to putting out your art and wanting it to share it with the world, you look for what is best for you and what you like best and what you think is fun, and then you do it. And all of that, what we put out, we thought is fun to do, and in addition to that, could help promote the album. So yeah, I really think the reaction video of Chris's parents is that's a very cool video. I mean, I love them, but their reaction made me love them even more. It's very cool.
Hace pocos días atrás llevaron a cabo el Sinister Summer Stream, interpretando las canciones de Judas. ¿Cómo fue esta experiencia de tocar las canciones del nuevo álbum en vivo, aunque sin público?
Obviously it was our third stream, so we kinda got used to the fact that there will be no audience and no applause and everything, no reaction. So that's out of the way. We knew that this is going to happen and how that feels. But right, actually before this Sinister Summer stream, we all were very nervous, because obviously these songs have never been played live. We never tried before to take them to a stage, really. So we had to rehearse really heavily, especially having not played a live show in 1.5 years or so. So it's exciting to see how it will work if you're still up to your standard. And luckily we were, and we found that these songs work beautifully with us playing them live, or together, I should say. It wasn't live, but together performing them, especially with all the singing that has to be done, that we shared. Obviously Chris sings a lot and everything, but there are so many backing vocals, harmonies, ad-libs, lines that tie into the next line that had to be sung. So I was very nervous, because I really focused on singing for the last year. So I took voice lessons and everything, vocal lessons, to be able to sing appropriately for this album, because I also recorded vocals for this album, and then this ties into doing it live. So I was very excited to do that for the first time to that extent. I mean, I've always done backing vocals, we all do, but not that amount, and not actually singing stuff. I only growled and screamed, but then I had to sing. And I was like, I'm taking on the challenge, and I think it worked out, and it was a success for me. So yeah, worked out, and I'm happy about the result.
Bien, sin dejar pasar de felicitarlo a Pi y a toda la banda por la fantástica versión de Ordinary World de Duran Duran que hicieron en este concierto vía streaming. Quiero agradecerle por su tiempo con CUERO y Metal, y esperamos también poder tenerlos de gira en Argentina y en otros países de Latinoamérica presentando Judas, ya que por lo que tengo entendido lo más cerca que estuvieron de nosotros ha sido México, así que esperamos tenerlos por estos lados.
That is correct. Yeah, Mexico has been the furthest we have come, but I think that the future holds not only a Mexico tour but also a Latin America tour. I'm sure of that.
Bien. Bueno, le agradezco por su tiempo con Cuero y Metal. Para finalizar, le pido que deje un saludo para nuestro programa y luego que elija 2 canciones de Judas para escuchar posterior a la entrevista.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for having me. Muchas gracias. And yeah, to our Argentinian fans and to everyone listening, as I said, I'm very glad to be sure that at some point in time we will come to finally play Latin America all over. And I hope but I know you will still be there when we will come. And I'm looking forward, to not only presenting the songs of Judas, but also everything we have in store, and to hang out after the shows, saying hello, meeting you all for the first time, and I think that's a quite good closing word to look forward to the future to. So, see you then. And the songs that I would choose from Judas to play would be one, Euphoria, and the second would be The Heartbeat of the Devil.